and show you how this cleans up. If you want to hunt with the bow, you need to shoot your bow. That's what I'm doing. And for those of you who are out there watching this in a tree stand, I hope you're enjoying your season. Hope you're being safe. Hope you're seeing lots of wildlife and enjoying creation. Hope you're challenging yourself and working through whatever you got to work through out there in the beauty of creation. Enjoying the wonder of it. Maybe being a little lonely, a little uncomfortable. I think that's part of what hunting's all about. It's just being out there and challenging yourself and going through the highs and lows of it, and all that adds up to make for the entire hunting experience. You know, we were talking about it the other day with some friends, and I don't really like when people refer to hunting as a sport. To me, it's just so much more than that. It's about so many things combined, and you don't have to kill a deer for it to have been a successful hunt. There has to be potential for a deer to have been killed, otherwise it wouldn't be hunting, it'd be hiking. You can't catch and release deer. The reality is we're killing deer. But I love eating them. I love chasing them. And you know, the satisfaction of a clean kill, especially on a mature animal, and when you can do all the work yourself, the processing and butchering, it just all adds up to the experience of what makes hunting so great. So without further ado, let's reveal this skull here, shall we? Drum roll, here we go. 2024 archery buck. All right, I just lifted that Tupperware, and we're gonna pull this out of the dirt. So we do this to most of our deer. We just bury them and let nature do its thing. All right. Well, there he is. It's a really clean 10-pointer. There's no way I was passing this deer. I watched this deer for probably 20 minutes following a doe in, and he just gave me a perfect front-on shot, kind of at a downward angle, and that deer went 50 yards. I got a pass through on the deer, straight on, nicked the heart, nicked the lung, exited the body. Half the arrow came out the hind quarter, so I've never had a full body pass through like that. We'll just clean this up. I'll get the hose out, clean it up a little, get some of the dirt off here, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a little bit. You know, the other thing I like about putting it under a bucket is the sun doesn't bleach out the antlers. So these antlers look just like this deer looked coming at me in the woods. It's kind of a chocolatey deer. It kept the darkness in the antlers, so it's not bleached out at all. Just a beautiful clean 10-point. It was a big bodied animal. I'm guessing it was a 3.5-year-old deer. Later in the season we did see a monster, but Indiana's a 1-buck state. I'm hoping that we'll run into that buck again this year. I think I'm going to be very, very selective on if I have an opportunity, if I choose to take a buck this year. Been hunting a long time, and every year it changes a little bit, and so I like being out there. When you hunt mature animals, it typically extends your hunting season. You get more season in, and I like that. I think I'll know the right deer if I get an opportunity this year, but I think I'm holding out for a very special, very mature animal. You know, even if it's a deer that has a strange rack or a deformed rack, or even a small rack, but if I determine it's an old mature deer, that's just more and more what I enjoy hunting anymore. And also I hope to take a couple does this year as well. So let's go get this one cleaned up. All right, there he is in all his glory. I let him sit overnight. So now I'll just hit them with a little metal scrubber here and show you how this cleans up. Well, that's what I call a beautiful buck and a wonderful memory. There's still some skin left from the hide. I won't mess with it. Sometimes I'll get it perfect. This is good enough for me. I kind of like it a little bit yellowed, au natural, if you will. Very clean 10-pointer. You know, a score doesn't really matter, you know, unless your goal is a large scoring deer, then it matters. I haven't scored this deer officially. I'm guessing he's probably about 130. You know, he's not real wide. Very even, not real thick, but I do think it was a 3.5-year-old. So who knows, you know, another couple of years this could have been an absolute giant. He was plenty big for me. You can check out the video if you'd like to see how it went down last year. But just a nice even 10-point, what I would call a mature animal. Came in following a doe, and very exciting hunt. So this guy will go on the wall of memories, and I'll relive this many times, this memory. It's fun when you can give away, when you have plenty of venison and you can share it and give it away to friends and family. That's really rewarding. Hey, I want to show you all real quick. This is my son-in-law's man cave. I'm a little jealous of it. Well, actually, I'm not. I'm glad for him. I'm glad I get to share it too. So we got some of my deer up in here. I wanted to show you, this is my first big deer I ever killed with archery. It's a big 8-point, probably 20 years ago. I want to say that might be the 3rd deer I ever had mounted in 40-some years of hunting. But look at that giant. So what's unique about this deer, so he's got some really tall brows and he's got some cool eye guards there. I think this deer scores around 144 or 146. Definitely an older deer than the one you just saw in this video. But I killed this buck. I killed that buck 100 yards from where I killed this buck. It's just a good spot. It's a woods we call the Bermuda Triangle. That deer scores higher than the 10-point I just showed you. But it's just kind of cool that, you know, 20 years later, I was able to film a kill on a buck I was very happy with, about 100 yards from where I killed that first big deer that I'd ever killed with a bow. And it's kind of funny too, I don't know, funny, but out where we hunt, there's a real strong genetic of a long brow tine that's crooked and a shorter crooked brow tine. We see that on a lot of the deer we kill out here. We got a bunch more deer in my garage at home too. But I could show you up close on several of these deer that crooked brow tine, a longer crooked brow tine, and then a short brow tine. I just think that's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting how deer share genetics in certain areas.